it will appear as if nearly everyone is agreed on the idea that is an agreement that image is very central to the way you conduct your affairs, both on the domestic front and on the international level. Voice of Nigeria, as you have testified, is doing a lot in helping boost Nigeria's image. But I'm sure you're aware that the Ministry of Information also has embarked on a project of rebranding Nigeria. I'd just like to know what you were against it when Chief Shikelu advanced that proposition some years ago, but the present Minister of Information is also has also signified an intention to go ahead and rebrand Nigeria.
One, professionally, and in terms of in the interest of Nigeria, today, including this year, Nigeria does not need a rebranding by anyone. You will be wasting Nigeria's taxpayers easily. When my brother Shikelu wanted to do the idea, I told him it will fail. And the reason is simple. You can't have a nation, for instance, where we have global economic crisis. And Nigeria Central Bank is saying it will not affect Nigeria. Your image has been damaged. No rebranding can correct that. That's number one. You also have in Nigeria today that 80% of ordinary Nigerians, of the population of Nigeria, they don't know what is going on in Nigeria. They don't have information about what Nigerian central government is doing. 80% of Nigeria's population in the rural areas, they don't have information about their country. And you say you want to rebrand Nigeria to who? Therefore, right now in all the 36 states of Nigeria, there is no up-to-date federal information center that can be circulating information about what President Yar'Adua is doing. They don't have that. You have what you call 7-point agenda. Nigerians must buy it first before any investor, or else it will fail. So therefore, Nigeria doesn't need. The type of example I can give you, if you permit me, in terms of rebranding, is what Otunba Daniel has done in Ogun State since 2003, where he had gone round, he's gone to village square meeting, he's told the village inhabitants what he wants to do. He has brought into governance what we all want, good governance, into Ogun State. Only recently, he announced a cut in salary by the political office holders, giving leadership by example. And so overwhelming majority of Ogun State citizens today identify with the government of Otunba Daniel. If he now say he wants to now sell Ogun State outside, it's not rebranding. When he gets there, they've already known how he has performed magic there, financial engineering. He's been very, he's managed his resources very well. The place, has even development. Factories are growing. He's provided all the necessary environmental factors needed for development. Today, you don't brand Nigeria where, for instance, the average senator earns close to 200 million. What are you branding? Where the average member of House of Representatives earns about 150 million. What are you branding? And you have poverty.
Yes,
all over the place.
Because
it is what you do in the country, at home, that will say America is not rebrand. Is America rebranding to you?
Well, America made effort.
Is Japan rebranding to you? Not a mere fault.
America made effort and it failed in the past.
No,
but some
they are not
countries have done it
rebranding to
successfully.
you. No, America is not rebranding. You are making a mistake. They don't need you. They need Americans. Obama has always been saying it. He will not take money from Main Street into Wall Street. All presidents of America are doing it. What do they do when they leave office? Face reality. They then come here to say they are fighting Guinea One with you. Bill Clinton will have this. Bill Gates will say, I'm fighting this. That's all they come to do here. That's the image you have. But if a country government is doing what majority of Nigerians want, you don't need rebranding. You don't need it.
No,
if they read your newspapers on a daily basis, investors will not come here. But Nigeria is lucky. Investors ordinarily should have abandoned Nigeria. You know why they're not abandoning? I will tell you, because of your oil. That's the only reason they come here. So don't deceive yourself. Let us face our... Nigeria needs a transformation.
Now,
and we need to have that.
I'd like to take you up on that, sir. And
Yes.
I'm speaking from the perspective of some who have done extensive research, in that area. They say branding, in essence, is when people relate with you, what impression they take away. And in the past, when Nigeria has made effort to rebrand the country, it's always been advertising and some form of public relations to the outside world. But those who are at the forefront of research and branding say that is the very wrong approach to it.
Yes.
The main approach is the one you have advanced now.
Thank you.
Perhaps if the country will move from the previous approach to the one that the exponents of branding have advanced, we can move the nation forward by making it citizen-centered.
I agree with you. Because, totally. And that's why I'm advancing. We must identify Nigeria's root problems before you start on an extravaganza. And there are about 4. The root problems of this country. 4. The first one is indiscipline. The second one is what I call enlightened self-interest. The third is ignorance. And the fourth is illiteracy. Those are the root problems of this country. If you don't solve them, you are wasting time. There is large-scale indiscipline in Nigeria. From the top in Abuja to the Okada man on the road. Even some of us here, when we drive our cars, we go the wrong way. Just because one way is blocked, you then turn your face indiscipline. When they say somebody is corrupt, it's indiscipline. Because there are guidelines you must follow in the award of contracts. But the person does not have enough discipline to follow the guidelines. It's indisciplined. And the second one, that all this power probe, everything you're doing, is towards what I had called enlightened self-interest, their own pockets. And that is the problem we must face. And for instance, 7-point agenda to succeed, you need the citizenry participation on understanding. So rebranding is just yet another way of paying those who will do it abroad in dollars and sterling, and then the person who is nice, he would then, his own
get some for himself.
I beg your pardon.